the peduncle is going to be a swollen one, and the swollen peduncle will carry a colorful tip portion which is called as the appendix. Remember, this colorful portion attracts the pollinators, but remember, this portion is sterile. The bottom portion is fertile, which carries on top male flowers, then intersexual, or you can say the neutral flowers, and the bottom flowers are going to be the female flowers. Now, in the case of the spadix, the whole structure is covered with a special leafy colorful structure called as the spathe. Spathe is also a modified bract. So spathe is a modified bract which is found only in the spadix type of inflorescence. So this will look like a hood of the snake. The spathe will look like a hood of the snake, and this structure attracts the pollinators or the insects toward the plant for the process of pollination. Remember, in the case of spadix, the axis is surrounded by a enlarged bract which is protective as well as colorful, called as spathe. Example, banana. Example, Acalypha, Alocasia, Colocasia. Arbi also has similar type of inflorescence. Then we come to the next one, which is the corymb. In the case of corymb, you will find the flowers are arranged on an indefinite growth of axis. But when you see the arrangement, all the flowers will come to lie at the same horizontal line. So how is it possible? Bottom flowers will have a longer pedicel, and as you go towards the top, you will find the pedicel is shorter. That's why all the flowers will come to lie at the same horizontal plane. So corymb, the flowers are borne on slightly condensed peduncle. So that's why it appears to be condensed, because the top flowers will not develop a long pedicel. So it becomes condensed. Bottom will be growing nice size of the pedicel, and top will grow shorter. So it becomes a slightly condensed type of peduncle. Older flowers will have a longer pedicel than the new one. And this type of in this type, the flowers appear to reach the same horizontal line. Example is candy tuft, Iberis. There are many plants. Easiest example is candy tuft. Now the next one is the Corymbos raceme. There are plants in which you will find the bottom portion of the racemose. Bottom portion is like a simple raceme, and the top portion is like a corymb. So it's a mixture of both. That's why it is called as Corymbos raceme. Some of the varieties of radish or Raphanus sativus follows this type of inflorescence, where the bottom portion is like raceme, but top portion becomes condensed to appear like a corymb. So Corymbos raceme. The next category possible is the umbel. In the case of umbel, it looks like an umbrella. That's why the name sounds like umbrella. So umbrella, this family is Apiaceae. This whole family of plants will have umbel type of inflorescence. The other name is Umbelliferae family. So in this family, you will find the inflorescence looks like an umbrella. It starts from the tip. So the growth will occur from the tip. So tip of the peduncle is drastically reduced, and it bears numerous bracteate. Remember, there will be bract present here, bract. Each flower will have a bract attached like this. If you have seen saunf, fennel or coriander, dhania or jeera or cumin, in these plants you will find the inflorescence look like this. So in the case of this plant, what you will find is the flowers appear to arise from the same point, and they form a umbrella type of round structure or semicircular structure. That's why it is called as umbel. Another example is Brahmi booty, what is called in biology as centella. It is considered as a medicinal plant. Its extract is used to increase the brain power of memorization, calculation, etc. So the next one is capitulum. Capitulum is the last simple racemose inflorescence. Now capitulum is present only in the family called as Composita family. Composita family is also called as Asteraceae family. Aster means star. So these flowers look like stars, or you can simply call them as sunflowers. So all those flowers which look like sunflower or marigold, all those flowers are not flowers, but they are inflorescence, and their category is capitulum. They are also called in biology as racemose head, also called as racemose head. So what happens in the capitulum is the peduncle is modified into a disc. So it grows in the form of a disc or a horizontal growth. Instead of vertical growth, there is a horizontal growth. And then it is now called, now this whole structure is called as receptacle. And on this receptacle there are flowers which are born, and remember these flowers are going to be sessile. There is no pedicel in these flowers. Sessile flowers are arranged, and these flowers are called as florets because they are so much reduced that you cannot call them as flowers. So the new term in biology for reduced flowers is florets. So there are florets developed on in these inflorescences. And remember, florets are of two types, ray florets and disc floret. Now you must have seen a sunflower. In sunflower, the central portion is brownish and the corner portions are golden yellow in color. So those golden petals or yellow petals are basically not petals, but they are ray florets, and the central brown one are the disc florets. Remember, there are plants in which like in the case of some varieties of tagetes or marigold, all flowers will look similar. There will not be two types. So if there are two types visible, it is called heterogamous. If there is a single type of flowers there, it is called as homogamous. So heterogamous example is sunflower, and the homogamous type, there are maximum varieties of marigold which are homogamous in type. If you have seen cosmos flower, cosmos is again a heterogamous type of flower where ray florets and disc florets are present. So remember that these flowers will be called as florets. They are sessile. They carry the bracteolate, centripetally arranged florets of two types, ray florets and disc florets. Example sunflower, and the easiest example sunflower as well as the marigold.